All right, you guys, what's going on? So, all right, about to, all right, about to get this live started. So, I'm not gonna stay too long because I got to do other videos. I got to do the NFC Championship game video. I got to do that. So, that'll be coming up in a couple of hours. But I'm gonna go work out first. But that'll be coming up, breaking down the showdown between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. So, I'm looking forward to the um, AFC Championship game. So, once again, one way or another, you will have a black quarterback playing in the Super Bowl. So, we'll talk about all that stuff later on. So, all right. So, Jaime Mugia um, beats down and possibly retires John Ryder. A lot of times these guys say this is it until they get offered a substantial amount of money to come back again. They'll retire until they really retire. If there's another paycheck out there with some significant zeros behind it, John Ryder in all likely will return. But he did take a savage beating at the hands of Jaime Mugia. He had a few moments towards the second half of the fight. He did land some nice shots on Jaime Mugia. Now, one thing about Jaime Mugia can be hurt. You can at least uh you can at least hurt him and keep him off of you for certain times of a fight because he is subjectable to counter punches, and he did get hit with some nice shots. Now Jaime Mugia isn't you know um he isn't what you call a defensive juggernaut. He can be hit, but at the end of the day, I do think sometimes when people talk about one fighter's defense compared to another fighter, I think they put too much emphasis on you know the standard of guys like Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward and Pernell Whitaker, guys who were like very hard to hit flush. And I think you know, I think that is not fair to a certain degree. And I think we got to take some people's defense for what it's worth. Jaime McGee did a good job of blocking punches with his gloves for the most part. Everybody's not going to be able to slip, duck, and dodge. Now, sometimes you can, block punches with your gloves. To basically, when a guy tried to counter, you can throw your glove up slightly to where he doesn't land a flush shot or it directly hits the gloves. That's still defense, and that still should count as not letting the shot get landed off of you. But sometimes, depending on the people that's pushing the CompuBox button on shots landed versus shots not landed, it can be, subjective. So, I don't always base opinions on who wins a fight based off CompuBox. But nevertheless, I thought Jaime Mugia fought well enough. He did stop John Ryder. He did what Canelo couldn't do. But here's the thing, styles make fights. Jaime Mugia is his style. If Canelo decides to go that route, keep in mind Canelo is the one that said he wouldn't fight other Mexicans, which that doesn't make any kind of sense. I mean, at the end of the day, to become an all-time great in boxing, you have to fight fighters of all nationalities, all walks of life. You have to fight the best fighters, no matter what race they are. Even though boxing is race oriented, they have what you call the elite black fighters, the elite white fighters, the elite Mexican fighters. And if you want to consider yourself elite or all time great, you have to eventually try to fight those guys. And that's something that Floyd Mayweather was reluctant to do towards the latter half of his career. But nevertheless, just wanted to put that out there. But do I think Jaime Mugia has a chance versus Canelo Alvarez? Uh, if the fight was to get signed, sealed, and delivered and set for May, you would have to make Canelo an overwhelming favorite. Do I think he would stop Jaime Mugia? Probably not. Do I think he would drop Jaime Mugia? Possibly. I think it would be just another Canelo fight. He would drop Jaime Mugia a couple of times, and then he would just win a lopsided, unanimous decision. And then it'd be another fight where you would just be like, okay, so what? You supposed to beat guys like Jaime Mugia. So that's my thing. I'm not hating on Mugia. I think Jaime Mugia is a solid fighter, but he don't have what you call a style that I think would give Canelo fits. He's just gonna go in there and he's just gonna try to just throw punches, and that's just basically it. And he's gonna put himself in a position. He's not gonna fight a disciplined fight, so he's gonna put himself in a position to get countered by Canelo all night. And that's where I think eventually he'll walk into something that'll put him on his ass. I don't think Canelo's gonna um, knock Jaime Mugia out, but I just think Canelo, in all likelihood, if the fight happens, Canelo just will win another uneventful 12th round decision and still have us saying, okay, well, why not? You know, we we all want to see him versus David Benavidez. For the most part, can we just all be honest and say that's the fight? That's the only fight that we really want to see Canelo fight. Be, I'm really not interested in a rematch with Bivol because I just think Canelo can't beat Dimitri Bivol. Just don't think he can beat him. I don't think he can beat him at 168. I just don't think he can beat him definitely at light heavyweight. I just think Dimitri Bivol just got one of those styles that Canelo just can't crack. And that's just the bottom line. It's no knock on Canelo. It's just certain people you just can't beat no matter what. But Bibble got his own problems. Bibble need to get ready for Arthur Beterbiev in June. Apparently, they're looking to have that fight in June. So, you know, hopefully it happens. Hopefully something don't happen along the way where Hyman, where Bibble mysteriously gets hurt. But I'm looking forward to that fight. It's going down. But anyway, like I said before, um, I just don't see anything in Jaime Mugia that poses a serious threat to Canelo. I'm not going to use the triangle theory for this fight and say, well, he stopped John Ryder. He knocked him down 4 times. So that means he going to knock Canelo out. Even though Canelo, to me, didn't look very good versus Ryder, Canelo looked absolutely trash against Ryder because based off the fact that they had a ring that was the size of a Nike box and Canelo still couldn't do nothing. But I just think what he'll do, like I said, he'll pick his spots against Mugia. He'll fight a disciplined fight and he'll just win, like I said, a 12 round decision. You know, I just think that Mugia is going to go in there wanting to put on the show. When you start saying that it'll be an honor to be in the ring with somebody, that means you ain't going in there. You not going in there to win the fight, and that make me skeptic. When you say it'll be, you supposed to say no. I want to go in there and I'm gonna whoop Canelo's ass. See, David Benavidez is like, put me in the ring with Canelo and I'm gonna whoop Canelo's ass. This is why people think David Benavidez has the best chance of beating Canelo Alvarez, where you had the Charlo brothers sitting up there sucking up to Canelo. You know, at the end of the day, you supposed to see somebody as competition. It ain't about it ain't about saying it's an honor to fight somebody. At the end of the day, you prize fighting. You fighting for a prize, and that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. It's prize fighting. You ain't going in there saying, "Oh, I used to look up." I don't look up to nobody. Not like that. If I'm a fighter, I'm going in there to do what I did in my previous fights that got me the opportunity to fight this dude. I'm going in there to seek and destroy. So when I heard Jaime Mugia say it'll be an honor to share the ring with Canelo, that make me skeptic to think that he gonna give it his all. So that's the difference between Jaime Mugia, the Charlo brothers, and people like, um, those type of dudes. David Benavidez is going in there to win. But it's not even no guarantee that Jaime Mugia is going to get Canelo, because if he does sign the fight, Jaime Mugia, then they're gonna be like, "Well, I thought you said you didn't want to fight no more Mexicans." So that's just gonna open up another can of worms. Another question for Canelo. It's looking like he probably is going to fight the other Charlo brother, like somebody like I said, another fight that nobody is interested in. and it'll be a lot more easier to make that fight because right now Canelo is a temporary PBC fighter. You know, so it would make more sense for Canelo to fight Charlo because he has that 3-fight deal. Why would he sit up there and fight Jaime Mugia, who is a Golden Boy fighter? And we all know there's bad blood between Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo. So logically, that wouldn't make any kind of sense. But we'll see what happens. I could be wrong, but if Canelo fights somebody, in all likelihood, it'll be another PBC fighter. So there you have it. Anyway, it's your boy Town. I'm out.